Okay, we're about to do this third video on animation. You should have already done the old school sun animation. What the heck was that? Oh, just lost connection. Dreamweaver. You should have done the old school animation where you do the frame by frame. You've done the rocket ship, you've done the animation with the tweening. Remember, to do tweening, you have to F8 it first, convert to symbol, duplicate it, and then tween it. And next, do a quick little warm-up here, basically, where we're going to kind of combine those two together, do a little graphic. I'm going to make something that looks like this. It's got the frame by frame, where it does the WEB, and then when it spells out web design, then it switches over and does a little tween, to tween the whole thing out into oblivion. So we'll do that real quick. So I'm going to open up Fireworks, and I'm just going to do a pretty thin file, maybe 350 pixels, height 250, or even 200. Okay, that's pretty good. And I'm going to basically duplicate that thing. I'm going to start with a rectangle, blue. Now, next I'm going to spell out something. How about... Oh, why not? I'm not going to do Eastern. And you can pick whatever you want. Now, I'm going to show you a couple things. Use this as an example. Say I wanted to get this perfectly in the middle of the screen. I want to align it. This happens sometimes with Fireworks. Don't really know why, but notice my alignment panel. Everything's gone. So when this happens, you have to basically turn your alignment panel off. So I undock it, close it down, go over to Window, and then open alignment back up again. And then the control panels are back in, and I'm going to dock it in place. So now I'm going to highlight both those things, and I'm going to align them to the canvas right in the center of the canvas. Now, the next thing I noticed, some people don't know how to turn on, like right now I don't see my frame information, so I need to turn on my frame. Once again, it's Window. You go to Window and Frames. And if it comes out here, remember to dock something, you grab those 5 little dots and bring them over here. So now I can actually see my frames. I'm going to turn off my line. Now a little trick I'm going to do, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And maybe give it a eyeball. Maybe give it a little different color. Fill options. Do a little pattern. Weird. Linear, sure. Blue, yellow, blue. It's not too bad. Maybe make this background, instead of making this background blue, maybe kind of a maroonish. I don't know. We'll go with that. Maybe make it a little lighter. Now, make that a little bigger. What I want to do is to, instead of doing letter by letter, E, A, S, T, one at a time, I'm going to duplicate this frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So remember how you can do that. I think I showed you this before. You grab the frame and you bring it down here where the plus is, and it makes a second frame that's identical to the first frame. And I'm going to do that again. And then I'm going to again. And basically I'm going to do it one for each letter. So that way I can start at frame 1, and then I can jump in, and I can, use the white arrow, and I can erase everything except the E. And then I go to frame 2, and I can erase everything except the EA, and the EAS, EAST, E, and then I'm going to duplicate this one more time. So E, I need the R, and finally it ends with Eastern. So now it's going to go E-A-S-T-R, E-A-S-T-R. Cool. There's like a little glitch there on the first frame. The E is moved over. So I'm going to turn onion skinning on. real quick. There it is. And I want to move that first E. Why isn't it showing me? There. I fixed that. I think. Let's see. Yeah. So now I get that effect of the typing. Now when it gets to frame 7, here's when you got to think a little bit about what you're trying to do. Now I want to do the tween. And the tween, remember, I need to convert it to a symbol first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a... I'm not going to convert frame 6 to a symbol. I'm going to turn this onion skinning off. Because it's not a symbol yet. I want to keep doing this little letter by letter. But when it gets to frame 7, now everything is set. And at this point, I can convert everything into a symbol. So I'm going to highlight everything, F8 it on your keyboard, F8. What type of symbol? I'm going to make it a graphic, and I'm going to call it logo. Now I've got a symbol. Now once it's a symbol, then I can do my little trick where I first I F8, secondly I duplicate. So now I have 2 of them. And remember to keep track between the original and the duplicate. And basically, duplicate went on top, so you can remember that. And the duplicate I want to fade off into oblivion. So the duplicate, I'm going to grab, resize it, make it tiny, tiny, tiny. And I'm also going to change the opacity on it and bring it way down. So it's going to fade out. And mine's going to kind of fade off to the right as it goes. It's going to end up, I can even end it up right off. And so it's going to go from frame 6 to frame 7 Eastern. And then at this point, I'm going to highlight both of these symbols, and I'm going to say tween, modify symbol, tween instances, and I'll make it 6 steps, distribute. And so now let's see if it does it. Eastern. So it spells it out and then it fades off. Not too bad. And maybe that last frame I could hold it a little bit longer. 25 seconds. And you might want to even go longer than that. Not 25 seconds, 25 100th of a second. I'll make it a second. Maybe make everything else by holding down your shift key, double clicking on just one of them, and you can change all the times simultaneously, make them all 25 and then 100 at the very end. Oh, okay, pretty cool. Now, final step, I'm going to get rid of all the extra white. Canvas, trim. I should just make my canvas match there. It looks the same now. So, quick little animation. You can do it, you can vary this, but basically you're practicing some of your old frame by frame when you're doing everything by hand, and then mixing into that some tweening. So you're kind of mixing it back and forth. So just don't forget to, before you link it up, you got to go to 2 Up, open up your Optimize panel, and make sure you select Animated GIF. And then you can decide how many times you want to loop it. You can. I have mine just going to keep playing and playing forever, but you could also just do a loop of 2, play twice, and then it would stop, or once, or no looping at all. It's your choice. So I'm going to actually do mine 4. And then I'm going to file export this out and link it up and be all set. So you go ahead and do yours and then link yours up, and then when you're finished you should go ahead to the next one, which is just to do a completely original warm-up animation. So just kind of get things started before you tackle your top-notch animation.